Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and as you know, Funko has licenses to create a ton of different Funko Pops based on movies, TV shows, video games, you name it, they've got it. But there are some franchises that Funko has not touched on, and some that they have touched on, but they haven't made certain characters from those series. So with that being said, I present to you 10 Funko Pops that I wish existed, but don't. Coming in at number 10 is Gambit from the X-Men. Now, Gambit is one of the most suave X-Men ever, but for some reason, Funko has not made a pop of him yet. We've got Wolverine, we've got Mystique, we've got Magneto, we've got Professor X, we've got Beast, but we do not have Gambit. But all hope is not lost. There is a Gambit movie coming out in the future, and I'm pretty sure Funko is going to get in on that when they can. So, here's a little tip for how that pop could look. We know that Gambit's got two main weapons. He's got his kinetic cards and he has his bow staff. So maybe we can do it similar to how Deadpool was in the Marvel Collector Core box. Just have Gambit sort of standing up in the air connected to a stand, bow staff in one hand, kinetic cards in the other hand, cool visual effects on the kinetic cards. You're welcome. Coming in at number 9 is a 6-inch pop that I wish existed but doesn't, and that is of Crane in his robot body from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, I'm not talking about the one from the upcoming movie or some of the other variants from the 2000s. I'm talking about the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Crane in his android body. The one that is red and beige, and he has those weird looking glasses and that funky antenna. That's the one that I would like. Now, we already have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Funko Pops. We've got Pop Rides, so I think that it's only fitting that we throw more villains in there and we get Krang in there as well. I think he'll scale pretty good with the smaller turtles, and it's the Krang. What's not to love? At number 8, we have the Terminator. Now, Funko has not done Terminator Funko Pops, although in some of their other lines, they have done Terminator-related things. However, with Funko Pops, none. None of them officially exist. But if they were to exist, I would like a battle-damaged T-800 Terminator. So we've got Arnold Schwarzenegger with one half of his face being completely normal and the other half of his face being completely ripped off and damaged, so you can see the endoskeleton underneath. Top that off with like a minigun or something, and you got yourself a Funko Pop. At number 7 is something special for us Dragon Ball Z fans out there. It's another 6-inch pop, and this one is going to be a Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Now, this guy is absolutely massive. You look at him in the Dragon Ball Z movies, he completely towers over the other Z fighters. He is so much more bulkier and buffed up in his mass, and I would love a 6-inch pop based on him. They can have him just standing there, maybe flexing his muscles a bit. You got all these gigantic biceps and triceps and quads and all that other good stuff. And of course, you got his legendary yellowish greenish hair, and his eyes can be completely whited out. That would be an amazing Funko Pop, and I guarantee that if you made that pop, especially if you made it an exclusive somewhere, it will sell out no problem at all. Already got the Dragon Ball Z license going right now. Give us the Broly. Coming in at number 6, and this is another 6-inch pop. It's the last one, I promise. But it is of Galactus, who is literally one of the biggest X-Men villains ever. Galactus, the eater of worlds, the guy who just goes around, finds planets, and completely consumes them for what they're worth and moves on to the other planet. A 6-inch pop of this guy is desperately needed. If we can have a 6-inch Thanos pop, we need Galactus. Now, I know that right now there is no Galactus coming down the pipeline in the X-Men movies, but I hope that that's not what's necessary in order to get this guy out the door, because it would be absolutely amazing. Coming in at number 5 is anything Nintendo related. I know Nintendo can get a little bit weird when it comes to licensing its characters to be presented in a way that's different than what they originally are, but if they were to relax on that a bit, Funko would be the company to give that license to. There can be a ton of different series with this. We can start off with the most common figures and the most basic ones: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Samus, Link, and then there are a bunch of variants you can make on that too. Mario himself can be an entire line of Funko Pops, just the various suits that he can have. And you can also do villains. You can also do lesser known enemies in the game. It goes on and on and on. You can, quite frankly, sit and think of like 20 different Funko Pops that you can have in the Mario line alone, and that's not including all the other Nintendo franchises that you can use. So if Nintendo ever relaxes on that a bit, Nintendo Funko Pops is what I would love to have. At number 4, we have John Stamos, because he's John Stamos. At number 3, Pop Dioramas. And this can be a completely new and different way to display your Funko Pops. Just imagine, if you could display all of your Pops to the setting of the Death Star, or if you had an entire Iron Man Hall of Armor diorama set. It's going to be something that would be completely different than anything that Funko has done before for their Pops. Not that the regular standard pose of Pops with their arms down to the side isn't exciting, but if you want to make a whole new realm of dynamic Funko Pops and different poses and everything, I think having diorama sets would be a great way to go. At number 2, Bob Ross, one of the nicest people who ever walked the face of the earth, who to this day still manages to put people to sleep with his calming voice and brush tappings on the canvas. And recently he also got the admiration of the Twitch community when they streamed every single episode of The Joy of Painting throughout its entire run. A Bob Ross Funko Pop can be very easy. It has to be just a one-off, and then that's it, one and done. Give him a nice afro, paintbrush in one hand, a palette in the other hand, and it's just the ultimate feel-good pop. I've fallen asleep to Bob Ross at least one time, at least 3 to 4 times, at least 10 times. I just woke up to a Bob Ross video that I fell asleep watching. So, for me, please, Bob Ross. And finally, the number 1 Funko Pop that I wish existed but does not exist on an official level is a Funko Pop of you and me. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if Funko, at least for a limited time, allowed us to send them a photo of ourselves and they will make a custom pop out of us? I know logistically, it probably will never, ever happen. Because from a monetary point of view, it's just going to be one person buying one pop and they have to dedicate so many resources into creating this one pop. But man, wouldn't you love to have a pop of yourself, even if it was as generic as it can possibly be? But just to have one with your likeness on a box with some of your more common traits, if you wear a hat, if you wear a backpack, if you have headphones on all the time, just to make a pop of you that you can have on your shelf. And I guarantee you, it will become your favorite pop instantaneously. I know it would for me. So thank you guys so much for watching this top 10 countdown. And if you want to see more stuff like this, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.